If you asked me a decade ago about my goals in life, being a stand-up comedian would be nowhere in the answer, despite being a big fan of comedy. And like most people, I didn't know what I wanted out of life till about the end of high school. Right around graduation, I got a truck and started surfing every day. Within a year, I was better than my friends who had surfed their whole lives. During the day, you could never find me because I was always in the water. And naturally, I did some other things like teaching myself drums and jamming with a few different guys. Worked on a sport fishing boat for 2 seasons. I have some amazing memories of working on the Condor. Captain Scott knew how to find the fish, and we had a great crew of guys. And the last trip I got to work with them was insane. The BBC rented our boat for 2 weeks, and we went down to the Guadalupe Islands in Mexico to do a shark documentary. I got to jump in the cage and swim face to face with some huge great white sharks, and man, it was a crazy experience. While working on the boats and playing drums in a band was fun, my focus was on becoming a world-class surfer, and other than my daughter, it was all I cared about. By the winter of 2005, I'd been surfing every day for 6.5 years with a ton of progression. My friends were all saying I should take the next step and, make a video and get some sponsors, so I got a camera and that was the plan. Unfortunately, I was just getting started with filming when I was struck by lightning, which left me unable to use my legs. Not really. I was actually paralyzed while snowboarding, and it was the first run of the day, and I hit a patch of ice, lost control, and flew off the side of the run where I hit a pole. I ended up breaking almost all my ribs on both sides, snapped my femur, cracked my pelvis in a couple places, both lungs collapsed and filled up with blood, and I snapped my spine, and my bottom half actually flipped around, so when I was trying to get up off the ground, I was literally looking down at my own ass. And I was flown directly to Reno for emergency surgery, and the spinal fusion took a team of surgeons almost 9 hours. They basically had to fillet my back open so they could put everything back together with some rods, brackets, and screws, and that was almost 10 years ago now, and I still have insane amounts of pain every day. Just sitting for more than a few hours is unbearable. I've been lucky that my friends and family are really supportive, but it's horrible being stuck in bed most of the day with constant pain. It also gets boring, and I really needed a creative outlet, and arguing with people online wasn't cutting it. After working on stand-up material for months, I finally got the balls to try an open mic at the Comedy Palace last year. July 21st, 2014 was the first time. And that was exactly 1 year ago, and this video shows my progression in the last 365 days. So, what can I say? Enjoy year one. Alright. Hello, my name's Alan. It's actually my first time trying stand-up.
Yeah!
Before I get started, I have a question for the lady here. Are there any groupies for comedians, or should I learn guitar?
Learn guitar.
It's worth a shot. But I've had this problem recently, or I guess it was a problem, where my wife was always checking the browser history on my iPhone. So one day I'm like, I'm gonna fuck with her. Not like in a cute or funny way, because like other comedians, I'm a terrible person. So the plan was Google some horrible things, leave them on the phone to find. I grab my phone and I go to Google and graphic video, guy fucks dead monkey, enter. Wait like 5-6 minutes. Would God care if I sucked a dick? Enter. Another 5 or 6 minutes and the grand finale of 14-year-old Justin Bieber nude, enter. Now, a little bit of advice for anyone who wants to try something similar. Text a friend or family member exactly what you're gonna do so there's evidence it was a joke. Otherwise, get ready for couples therapy. I'm not sure if you guys are aware. There's a lot of porn online, like a lot. And as you guys know, there's so much out there. You start watching one video, it links you to another, and next thing you know, you're watching some questionable shit. Things got weird for me the other night. I'm not quite sure how to say this, I'll just come out with it. I watched some hardcore porn. Yeah, it's brutal. You know that expression, don't knock it till you try it? Does not apply to these videos. I mean, the first one I watched is a male porn star hung like a donkey, just pounding this poor mentally challenged woman.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was my reaction too. It was pretty fucked up. I mean, I couldn't tell if she was being tortured or having the time of her life. So I'm thinking to myself, if I'm gonna masturbate to this shit, I gotta level the playing field. Two mentally challenged people, so. Within a few minutes, I found the video I was looking for and took care of myself and cleared the browser history and passed the fuck out. Hey, not every love story has a happy ending. Seriously, life's all about perspective. Like, have you ever met a couple trying to have a baby and the guy complained she wasn't getting pregnant right away? Of course not. Perspective. You're slowly forgetting about that twisted porn accident we watched. Actually, fuck. I think I just realized why my wife's checking the browser history on my phone. Give me one sec, I gotta delete some shit real quick. I'll give you guys something to ponder while I do this. Like, why are there dozens of feminine hygiene products to help keep the ladies fresh, but not one thing to help dudes with swamp ass? But before I go, I want to thank the Comedy Palace real quick for letting us do this. Great opportunity for us up-and-comers. And a little heads up, if any of you get too drunk to walk, ask them about the wheelchair special. It's fucking awesome. This isn't on the menu, but for an extra $5, they make Colin jerk you off. It's only 10 for the cocktail waitress, but Colin has these like tiny, soft hands. It makes your dick look huge.
Alrighty, give it up for Alan, everybody. Woo!
Isn't it amazing how a good-looking girl can make you completely forget what you're doing? Just watching Alejandro walk away like, What the fuck am I doing? Where am I? Oye, mi negra, ¿cómo te va? ¿Quieres un huevo? Soy más bueno que todo el mundo. That's about all the Spanish I know. Well, I mean, almost. ¿Cuánto cuestas por toda la noche? And now that's all the Spanish I know. But ever since I started stand-up, I've had at least a dozen people say to me, like, well, you know, laughter is the best medicine. Medicine for what? Can you imagine being at the hospital and hearing someone say, nah, forget the antibiotics, just tell me a joke? Or like people who say, oh, I put my pants on just like you, one leg at a time. Oh, fuck yourself. I put my pants on while laying down. Would it make sense to put one leg on and lean back and then lean forward with the other leg on and lean back? No. I haven't put my pants on one leg at a time in 9 years, so stop saying that shit. Fuck, you guys are getting me kind of riled, but on what planet is live every day like it's your last good advice? Like, I was talking to a friend of mine recently about making the most out of life, trying to travel, and raising our kids to be good people, normal stuff like that. Then he gets all serious and says, you know what you gotta do, man? You gotta live every day like it's your last day on earth. What a stupid thing to say. Like, sir, what'd you do today? I'm not gonna heckle you or anything. If you murdered a bunch of hobos, we'll find out about it on the news. So.
Ride motocross?
Yeah, motocross, came here for some jokes. Fuck, it's not a bad day. We'll call that option 1. Option 2 is you empty out your bank account, get a hold of every dollar you can, throw a big old pool party downtown for your friends and family, and end of the day you're feeling good, and someone says, hey, let's go down to Mexico and get some hookers. So you're like, fuck yeah, Grandpa, I'll drive. So the next thing you know, you're down at TJ and you hooked up with a couple of the best looking girls you've ever seen. And by the end of the night, just ear to ear grin, blurry drunk, couple more beers, you had a great time. Then a girl you didn't notice from earlier calls you and says, hey, I got a joke to tell you. Girl you didn't notice from earlier walks up, whispers in your ear, for $100 I'll give you the best blowjob of your life. So you take her up on it, you're back in the hotel room, and it might be the best blowjob of your life. But then your vision clears for a second, and you're like, shit, is that an Adam's apple? Now a normal day, you punch that dude in the face, get the fuck out of there. But your last day on Earth, your best and last blowjob, you might let it slide. So obviously option 1 and option 2, very different things. And there's no wrong answer, it's just personal preference. But sir, next time someone says to you, live every day like it's your last, you slap that fucker and you say, listen man, the only way I'm gonna risk getting blown by a dude in Mexico is if I know for sure that it's my last day on Earth. None of this hypothetical bullshit. Unless it's on your bucket list, then to each their own, you know? It's your life to live. I did come to a crossroads recently in life. I had to stop drinking because, you know, pain pills just don't mix with the booze, and I mean, it's bad enough waking up in the morning with a black eye and like bruises around my throat. 10 times worse when I have to explain to everyone that it's not from a fight, I was too drunk to remember the safe word. I'm not gonna fucking pay you, and he finally stopped choking me. I mean her, my wife. No, being married is crazy though. It's tough spending so much time around anyone, let alone the opposite sex. Like the other day, my wife was pissed at me all day for no apparent reason, so finally I sit her down, I'm like, babe, what's the problem? Her response, I had a dream you cheated on me. Are you kidding me? I had a dream we had a threesome with Stacy Keebler, but we don't get to act on that. Don't get me wrong, I tried, but Miss Keebler won't respond to my tweets. Because Twitter is not the way to make that shit happen. But after being married all these years, I have a little advice for the fellas. If your significant other asks you to grab something that'll make them look sexy, don't come back with a cocktail for yourself. Is there anything worse than when a woman is obviously upset? You ask her what's wrong, and the response is, nothing. See, men have testosterone. It doesn't make us psychic. It makes us think our shitty sports teams are better than your shitty sports teams, but it doesn't help us read minds. Like, I get women have a sense of entitlement because of 2, sometimes 3 functional holes, but nothing. He got it. But the response of nothing, that's a bullshit response that forces men to be better liars. Why? Because then we have to pretend to care about what's bothering you. Oh, what's wrong, sweetheart? I just want you to have a good Valentine's Day. We don't actually give a shit. You're just giving us a better poker face for when we get back from Vegas. Like, seriously. Anyone, ask me how the trip to Vegas was.
How'd the trip to Vegas go?
Oh, it was great. Fuck. UFC event was badass, and Dale got so drunk it took 3 of us to get him back up to the hotel room. It was good times, really.
Bullshit.
See how easy that is? You're picturing my drunk friend, not my Peruvian hooker. And the one thing that gets me about Vegas, though, is that stupid fucking saying. Every time we go out there, my friend spouts that shit the whole time. Oh, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, bro. And he sleeps with the gnarliest girls. Like the ones you know better. It's like he's convinced himself that genital warts don't exist in Nevada. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. And completely unrelated to my Vegas vacation a few months ago, if I have sex with a prostitute and don't pay, is that rape or shoplifting? I'm sorry, lady. I'm not trying to be mean, because good-looking girls are intimidating, to be honest, but at the same time, god damn are you wasting the power you have over men, because without a doubt, the most mismanaged currency in the world is pussy. Sluts have ruined its market value. You know that saying, it's a man's world? That's because women haven't unionized and sex is free. I'm pretty sure cats were put on this earth to let other people know who the weirdos are. Because when I tell people I have a nice-sized property with 4 dogs, they don't think it's odd. But if I told you guys I had 4 cats, you'd be looking at me going, this guy is a fucking weirdo. I feel like there's a 2-cat maximum on normal people. Even 1 or 2 is pretty strange. But, I've got a controversial new weight loss system. I'm not sure if any of you guys are interested. It's called cocaine. It's wonderful for the first hour, shit for the next day and a half. And it's highly addictive. One thing that's fun about being a comedian is you can say some outlandish stuff on stage and there's no repercussions because, you know, it's a joke. But sometimes I forget that what you say up here gets treated much different in real life. Like, if I was to say to her, like, hey, swizzle tits, if I have sex with a prostitute and don't pay, is that rape or shoplifting? See, she laughed, she smiled. If I said that to her at the mall, slightly less receptive. I mean, in general, for most of us, comedy is something that ugly people do to try and get laid. It's like, before I was paralyzed, I was 6'2" in phenomenal shape. I didn't have time for this shit. I was busy doing attractive people hobbies, like surfing every day and playing drums in a band. And I was paralyzed, lost my chiseled body, next thing you know, I'm telling dick jokes for attention. The thing is, though, is now that I'm getting more attention from the ladies, it makes my wife a better person to be with, because here's the thing. For any relationship to work, there needs to be a healthy level of fear. Like, I'm not saying your girl should cower if you pretend to throw a punch, but she should at least flinch. Guys know women can go get laid at any given time. That's horrifying, so we act accordingly. Like, why do you think men leave the house during an argument? I don't want my girl going out the front door and there's just rogue dick flying at her from every direction. So instead, I jump in the car and scream at the windshield on the way to In-N-Out. It also turns out animal-style fries, it's my comfort food.
That's my aim is just to have a really solid Tuesday night show. I know I'm doing it at the Blarney Stone at 9 o'clock tonight. I got some great, I booked 4 comics and we do an open mic right after. So tonight I got Mike DeVore, I got Stephen Ellis Curry, I got Alan Henderson, and then Dan Venti, this guy I used to do improv with. Such funny guys, man. They're really great comics here in San Diego. They do a great job.
Yeah, I mean, you have a great lineup all summer down there.
Yeah, we're booked. We booked all summer.
Does anyone else here have kids? Am I the only one? You've got kids? Yeah. Oh, awesome. Awesome. So, for those of you that don't know, having kids is crazy. Like, it changes everything, even your dreams. And I'm not talking about your aspirations, I mean like your actual dreams at night. Like, I've had nightmares where my kids get hurt or some crazy shit happens. When I was younger, the nightmare was just having kids. Hey, that's a cute baby. No, I don't want to hold it. It's mine? And you wake up in a cold sweat. No, I've got 3 kids now, man. I am done. My wife wants 1 more, so whenever we have sex, I'm like a ninja, you know, pop out at the last second. So the other night, my wife and I are having sex, and like a ninja, pop out at the last second, spray all over her belly. But this rogue drop flies up, hits her right in the eye. So she jumps up, she smacks her leg on the ottoman, she's hopping around the room on 1 leg, going, ah. Now don't get me wrong, I felt terrible. But at the same time, I'm like, shit, I just invented a new sexual technique called the pirate. So I'm all excited, I call my friend later, I'm explaining to him what happened, and he cuts me off. He goes, nah man, angry pirate's already a thing, but you're supposed to kick her in the shin. No furniture necessary. So I'm all disappointed, I thought I was being innovative. I didn't realize he's still going. He's like, yeah man, you ever tried the Superman? So what you do is when your chick's sleeping, you jerk off on her upper back, stick a paper towel to it, that way when she wakes up, she's got a little cape.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, now keep in mind this friend of mine has less game than anyone I've ever met. Like, this is the guy that thinks that strippers like him and prostitutes are dating him, so I'm laughing about this. He's still going. He's like, yeah man, you ever tried the rodeo? So what you do is when you're having sex doggy style, you reach up and grab her tits, you massage them gently, then you whisper in her ear, wow, these are almost as big as your sister's. Then you try and stay on for 8 seconds before she bucks you up. Looking at the couples right now is just golden. The guys are like taking notes, looking at their phone like, seriously? The girls are looking at me like, shut the fuck up, you're giving them ideas. Sorry ladies, he had 1 more. He's like, yeah man, my favorite's the Spider-Man. So what you do is when you're having sex, you pull out the last second, you jizz in your hand, and you sling it in her face. So yeah, like I said, man, having kids, that shit's crazy. So how's everyone doing today? Pretty good? Pretty good? Yeah, I hope you guys are having a better day than I am, because walked in on my grandparents having sex and I can't get the image out of my head. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not even sure having sex is the proper terminology, because Grandma passed away years ago and was cremated. It's more like a geriatric version of American Pie, only Grandpa fucks the urn to completion. Like, we've been trying to figure out over all these years, like, why is the urn getting heavier? Unfortunately, now we know why. On the topic of jism, you guys seem like you're into it. Have you heard about the woman who ate at McDonald's and noticed her side of mayo was a little spunky? It's a true story. No, true story. She had the McDonald's mayo tested for semen, 2 donors. That's not even the worst part. About a month later, she started getting some bumps around her lip. It was the herpes. So I'm thinking as a part of the lawsuit, she should get to change their slogan from "I'm loving it" to "That's not spit." And it's just crazy how much this story highlights the difference between men and women. Because like, this lady's gonna be a millionaire, yet I know tons of guys that would pay extra for a girl to squirt on their McNuggets. Hell, I'd give it a shot, why not? But I do have a little bit of advice for any guys here that are thinking about getting married. Don't do it. But if you do, make sure your wife's also down to let you have a girlfriend, because women get sick of sex a lot faster than guys do. By the time ladies hit menopause, that vagina is retired. Meanwhile, their husbands are just learning about the magic of like a prostate massage while fucking around. That is a big gap sexually. Like, girlfriends will do cute shit like wake you up with a surprise blowjob. If your wife gives you a blowjob, it's just surprising. Like, you don't even get to enjoy it. It feels like a trap. And because of the internet, guys want to try all kinds of wild stuff in the bedroom, but you gotta be smart about it. Experiment the crazy shit with your girlfriend first. Because you can't apologize to your wife with a simple "sorry" for a donkey punch gone wrong. I guess what I'm saying is, unless you're a comedian like desperately in need of new material, don't get married. And at the same time, I have some advice for the ladies in the crowd. If you're with a guy sexually, don't also try and be his best friend. That's the worst. I've got friends, I don't even hang out with them. Like, as a guy, there are certain things I can do with my friends, entirely different things I can do with my wife. Like, I can't fuck my friends, can't be honest with my wife. Would you have fucked my cousin before we met? Do you wish my ass was bigger? How does it benefit me to answer those honestly? And they're stupid questions anyway, because I fucked her cousin after we met. And of course I wish her ass was bigger. You're never gonna cheat on me, are you? A, I'm not psychic. And B, you know I have a side piece. It's like, if guys could Yelp review marriage, every comment would say I gave it 1 star because 0's not an option. Alright, random question. Who do you guys think is the crazier woman? The one selling her positive pregnancy test on eBay, or the ones buying them? Or is that just an ugly situation?
Yeah.
But, yeah. I think buying them as well. That's fucking nuts. Now, I recently made the mistake of showing my grandma eBay. Now her house looks like a pawn shop, only everything's worthless. The worst is when she discovered Groupon.
Yes.
I get a call from Grandma. She asked me what a Brazilian bikini wax is. So I explain it to her, and after an awkward moment of silence, she asked if that's something I'd be interested in, because she got 3 of them for $8 a piece. Well, fuck you, Internet. I guess one good thing did come out of it, and that's, of all the comedians in San Diego, I've got the smoothest taint in the business.
I bet.
All right, thank you so much. Let me just enjoy this for a second. No, it's just nice to look down on you assholes for once. So, nobody stand up and ruin this moment for me. Damn, this is a good-looking crowd. Seriously. Normally to be surrounded by this many great-looking women, I gotta like go on Backpage and negotiate a rate. Like, this is awesome, man. You guys might be saving me a ton of roses tonight. Shit, ladies, quick question since we're all here. I've only been doing stand-up for like 9 months now. Still trying to figure some things out. Like, are there any groupies for comedians, or should I learn guitar? Not the reaction I was hoping for. Who am I kidding? I actually got married 6 years ago now, and yes, thank you for not clapping. Holy shit. Wow. No, it's too late now, ma'am. You had your chance. I don't know why marriage gets people to applaud anyway. Just give me a standing ovation when I get the balls to ask for a divorce. Go ahead and do that with any married guy, really, because we need the support. One thing I've noticed that's terrible about being in a wheelchair is I don't get to act out my emotions. And by that I mean, if I'm pissed off, I can't storm out of a room or even stomp my feet. You guys don't realize how much better that makes you feel, even if it is childish. Like, think about it. Have any of you ever been so furious that you had to sit down in a computer chair and roll out of the room? Of course not. It's ridiculous. My only other option to show anger is like making a mad face or something, but I try and avoid doing anything that makes me look more special needs. And it's really annoying being a comedian unable to act out my jokes more. Like, think of someone like Chris Rock with high energy who would just pace the stage. Really amplifies his performance. Instead, my dumbass is sitting here moving no more than Bill Cosby's dream woman. It's funny because it's true. But I'm sure you guys have realized by now, most double standards are pretty fucked up, but some are hilarious. Like, if this guy farted super loud right now, we'd all laugh. Someone might even buy him a beer for being the fart guy. But if this girl ripped ass with some volume, she'd never be able to live it down. Oh, the comedians would be talking about it for years, and things would get ugly. I have always wondered something, though. Like, when I use a public restroom, half the guys in there are farting at full volume. No, even if they're just washing their hands. Do women do the same thing? I'm just curious if ladies take advantage of the acoustics, really. I'm sorry to single you out. I'm just messing around anyway. What's your deal anyway? You live in La Jolla? Are you single? Is this your husband right here? You don't know? Cool. So he's not the guy that would get pissed off if I sent you home late night with like fucked up hair and tire tracks across your back? I'm just asking for a friend. But the sad thing is, this is me trying to have a normal conversation with a woman. It's tough, man. I am a dirtbag at heart that's trying to be PC. Like, I really wish I could say something like, hey, we should hang out sometime, you're really cute. But there's this voice in the back of my head just screaming, tell that bitch to wait in the car. It's in the handicap spot. And not the one up front. I had to roll like an extra 100 yards. And by the way, who took the good handicap spot up front? Anyone? Something to admit? I'm gonna figure it out. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the old farting double standard. Think about it. If he came up here, started telling a story about the time when he tried to fart in his friend's face, but he accidentally sharted and gave him pink eye. That's a funny story. But if she came up here and said that, half you guys would be scarred for life. I mean, not me. I'd still tell her to get in the fucking car, but that's my plight as a dirtbag. It's a journey, really. I do have a little bit of good news after all these years. Finally found a perk to being in this wheelchair, and that's giving me a little perspective on what it's like to be a woman. Because I can talk mad shit to dudes and they won't hit me. Nah, no one's gonna strike a cripple. It's a PR nightmare. I mean, it does suck not being able to defend myself because a 3-year-old could fuck me up, just run around behind me and flip this thing over. So I'm thinking I should start dating one of those female UFC fighters, for protection. Because most guys would be way too proud to have their girl beat some guy's ass to defend their honor. I think it'd be hilarious. I'd be shouting instructions like a corner man and filming it to show my friends. Fuck, I could just picture hanging out with my friends. They're all showing off their sex tapes. Like, dude, check it out. 2 chicks at the same time. And meanwhile, I'm showing off my mistress just beating the shit out of people. Hey, check it out. 2 dudes at the same time. Yeah, your video's better. The only problem I'm having with dating one of those girls is finding one that's attractive, because I like a womanly figure, you know? Chuck Liddell with big nipples and a vagina. That ain't gonna cut it for me. Damn, this set seems to be going pretty well. You guys having a good time? Awesome. Let's see if I can't make things awkward before I go then. This is going to sound random, but are there any African American gentlemen in the crowd? Someone that can help me out?
Yeah.
One? All right, sweet. One. We're in La Jolla. There's fucking room of 200 people. All right. Anyway, can you help me out with this next joke? I have no idea where you are. I'm just going to assume you're not lying to me because I'm blinded by lights. All of you look like shadows right now, but all right, sweet. So does the stereotype that black people love chicken and watermelon bother you? Like, do you find it offensive?
Not at all.
Yeah, I never understood why that would be insulting, because those are two delicious things. No, I'd eat fried chicken every day if it wasn't so bad for you. I mean, stereotypes, they're not all negative. Chances are this guy could dance, loves chicken and watermelon, and has a big dick. Yeah, sucks for him. Funny thing though, if we go strictly by stereotypes, I might be blacker than you. Ooh, that was an awkward white guilt laugh, huh? Like, oh. I just saw like 6 cell phones pop out, like, I'm gonna make it on TMZ. Right. No, can you keep score for us, sweetie? All right, cool, thank you. You're brave, but thank you. All right, how many baby mamas you got?
0. I have an ex-wife.
0? All right, well, I got 2, so that's a point for me. You slept with many big white girls?
Big white girl?
Yeah, big. No, yeah, you slept with many big white girls?
No.
No, you're too busy with those fine-ass ones. Give them a point for that. You collecting food stamps while selling weed on the side? No or no comment? I think I got another point. You ever been to prison?
No.
Jail?
Yes.
There we go. Yeah, you and I both. If you're at a stoplight and a cop pulls up next to you, does your heart start pounding out of your chest even if you haven't done a damn thing wrong?
Yes.
Yeah, that shit is terrifying, huh? What's that score looking like? 4-3, huh? Damn, pretty close. Last one. You ever had your girl accuse you of cheating, and to verify she sniffed your dick? That is a real thing, white people. There's a music video and everything. Oh, Jesus. No, man. Hey, thanks for being a good sport and helping me out. If you were one of those, like, scary ghetto black guys, I probably wouldn't have done this. Who am I kidding? You're all scary to me. But before I go, I want to give you guys something to ponder. You can think about it later. You don't have to do it now. But why are there dozens of feminine hygiene products to help, keep the ladies fresh, but not one thing for dudes with swamp ass? That's messed up. I sit on a rubber seat all summer. But real quick before I go, thank you everyone for coming. This is my first time performing on stage here. It's been a dream come true. Thanks again, everyone. Despite coming a long way this last year, I'm just getting started. Comedy's changed my life in a real positive way. I love working on new jokes and making people laugh. The hardest part for me is getting a crowd to listen. And I have more material than what's on this video, but, the audio was terrible or there were only a couple people in the crowd, so it didn't make the cut. I want to thank all the comedians in San Diego who've been supportive, and especially my wife for watching the kids 3 or 4 nights a week while I'm basically driving around town telling glorified dick jokes. So for more info on me and upcoming show dates, check out comedybyallen.com. There's a link for my website and Facebook page in the description down below, so check it out. And thanks for watching.